All right, so I want to show you something. Look what I could do. I made a big screen. All right, so look, this is my 0W40 that I use in my Mini. Okay, so if we look at the back, you can see SN. I'm thrilled this isn't making it backwards. You can see API over there, API, SN, SM, and SL. Now, in a second, we're going to talk about ACEA, which is the European rating, and you can see A3, B3, A3, and B4. Okay, so you can see that stuff on here, and we're going to see what that looks like in a minute. You can see that this is a European car formula. Okay, it's got a moly consistency to it that's better for them, and that's why it has that other rating on there. Okay, so now I'm going to shrink us back down, and we're going to go further. All right, so now we have different categories that our oils go into. And how many of you have stood in Walmart staring up at the oil, looking at all the synthetics, trying to figure out which one you should buy? I've gone to analysis on my phone looking for which ones when I was curious about what's what. So group 1 oils, mineral oil, non-synthetic, base oil with very few or any additives, right? Not suitable for lubricating and rust protection, not to be used in engines. So here's your lubricants, things like that you spray on. Group 2 oils, mineral oils with quality additive packages. This is conventional oil. Okay, so additive packages, things that help aluminum, things that help with moisture, things that clean, those kind of things are what we call the additive packages. Group 3 oils, hydrogenated, hydroisomesmerized, synthetic compounds, commonly referred to as hydrowaxes or hydrocracked oil. The lowest cost synthetic oils such as Castrol Syntec. All right, so now you start seeing these synthetics. They're all different, right? Group 4 oils, synthetic oils made from mineral oil and monomolecular oil called polyalpha-olefin, or PAO. Mobile 1 is an example of a group 4 oil. So Mobile 1 is a group 4 oil. Now, notice it says made from mineral oil. I'm sure you've heard once you go with synthetic oil, you can't go back to regular oil and vice versa and all that kind of junk. It's mineral oil. You can certainly go back and forth. Now we can say something else that you've heard. If I use synthetic oil, my car will leak more. Well, it might, because the molecules are much more designed into it. They're smaller, they're more uniform, so there's likely that that oil will make it through a gap in a gasket or something like that. Okay, group 5 oils, non-mineral sources such as alcohol from corn called diesters or polyesters, and an example of this is redline oil, right? Redline synthetic oil. So here you got Castrol Syntec is one type of oil, Mobile 1 is another type of oil, and Redline oils is a whole different one, right? All different oils. Notice that this group 5 stuff is completely man-made, right? There's no mineral oils in it in any way, shape, or form. It's made from alcohol, kind of like ethanol, right? So groups 3, 4, and 5 are all considered synthetic because the molecular structure of the finished product does not occur naturally and is man-made through a chemical process. All synthetic oils perform better than group 2 mineral oils, than regular oils, when tested with a NOAC volatility test. This procedure measures the ability of the oil to stay in grade after being heated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. The oil is measured for the percentage of weight loss. As the lighter components boil off, the viscosity increases. If you start with SAE 5W, it could test as 15W or 20W by the end of the test. It's important that the oil you buy stays the way it's supposed to be for the lubrication of your engine. It can't change. All right, so here's your European stuff, right? Gasoline engines, ACEA A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Look at what they are, right? Low friction, low viscosity, not suitable in some engines. General purpose oil, not suitable in some engines. Oil designed for high performance engines or extended oil drain intervals, designed to meet the requirements for gasoline direct injected engines. low viscosity oil not suitable for some engines. All right, so you see, and here's the diesel oils: B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, C1, C2, C3, excuse me. You could see this just like we had before. Very specific ratings that they were built for. And if we look at these illustrations, here's your ACEA stuff. Notice your API over here. Notice your SN over here. And over here, you could see ACEA, right? You also see equivalents, and this is important too. That is a specific Volkswagen part number, right? So when you have synthetic oils, many times it will have compatible with this, equivalent to that, right? For your actual specific oils. Right, so we're going to look at, right, we talked about oils. Let's find out how we get them into the motor. So in the lubrication system, you can see we have, this would be your distributor shaft if the car had a distributor. This is the camshaft that coincides with that distributor gear. And down in the oil pan is the oil pump, and you can see you got these two gears next to each other, right? They look like this. They go in, and like a meat grinder processes it, they force the oil out the other side. If you look over here, as this thing moves around, it takes the oil, it carries it, and it drops it in a hole to go up to a different spot. Rotor style oil pumps are driven by a distributor shaft, and typical oil pressures are 10 psi at idle with 10 for every 1,000 RPMs. Now, I'm going to show you this video. Now, I like this video, but pay attention to the S rating that it has at the end, and you'll see how old it is.